Welcome back to the channel. This is The Fan Awakens. I want to thank you all for coming and listening to this, but this is our Joker review. We're going to make this short and sweet, but this is going... Should we do spoilers or should we do non?
We do spoilers here.
Spoilers here.
Yeah, spoiler review.
Trying to do about a 5-minute spoiler review here. And so here's the thing. Joker, I'll do my quick summary, then you do yours. I think that it is a movie that has all of the elements of a masterpiece. You know, acting, masterful acting, directing, almost, score, pretty fantastic. Cinematography, excellent. And the lighting is, not really much CG in this movie. But I just feel like the way I'll describe it is, I know a lot of people are hailing it as a masterpiece. I didn't particularly dig this movie, so I will describe it as like if you have a Picasso painting on the wall, but it's not framed straight. It's a little crooked, you know? And it's just not pleasing to watch for me. I just didn't find it that pleasing, and it wasn't that I was very disturbed. It just didn't hit me the way I was hoping, and I thought that there were some creative decisions that I really didn't agree with, and that is the basis of my review. What do you got for me?
Yeah, but just initially walking in, I know in the previous podcast I was anticipating this movie quite a bit, and even coming into it, you know, hearing all the great reviews, but knowing that the score, Rotten Tomato score, was like, you know, at a low 70s, thinking that it was going to be in the upper 90s, you know, that sort of also sort of like I walked in with some trepidation there.
Yeah.
Than I had been, and knowing that it's an origin story, I wasn't already like for this idea, but I was like gonna give it a shot.
Definitely.
You know, it's a movie, just take it on its own. And for me, it didn't quite, you know, land as the way that I wanted. Nothing like really hit. You know, we were talking off screen about like how, you know, when does he become the Joker?
Yeah.
You know, who's this Arthur Fleck? And it's just a lot of like, yeah. And we talked about how it was trying to address a lot of, you know, societal issues in one go, but
Yeah, a
it
lot
never
of jabs, but no haymakers.
yeah, nothing. You like, what did you like? What do you leave with after, like, you know, when it ended?
Nothing knocked me on my ass, you know?
Yeah,
It was just a lot of little punches here and there. I thought that, they were going at a lot of different pieces of society, trying to say things about all these different things, but didn't end up saying anything about really much at all.
yeah,
I didn't feel like that. Another gripe I have is there was not a single character I had to root for in this movie. Not one. And I still believe that one of those detectives should have been Jim Gordon.
yeah.
One of the detectives, and that's like a connective tissue and Jim Gordon's a good guy. You know, you have all this stuff going on, and it could have meant something, and you could have had this cool parallel
Yeah.
where I think when Joker's having that discussion at the end on the talk show, where he's like, you know, there's no good in this world, and De Niro's character's like, I want to tell you something. That's not true. Not everybody's bad. And then you could have switched to a quick flash of like Gordon out there trying to do his job to the best of his ability, and I just think that it's just I left kind of let down, grossed out a little bit, but not in like a disturbed way. I wasn't disturbed.
Yeah.
I didn't feel uncomfortable really. I just felt like it didn't come together. Another thing we've talked about is the laugh. Now I think the laugh is brilliant, but it's not used brilliantly. I think that it's used effectively a couple times. I can count it on one hand, and those are like when he's called into the office at work. He's laughing at their jokes, and as soon as he turns a corner, he's alone, stops, done. Because he doesn't, you know, he's not having that trigger from other people to laugh. And I thought, because it was shown that it was actually, you know, he was beat as he was a child. It wasn't, and that's what made him crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't really society. It was just he got beat up.
Yeah.
And it's like I thought that he would overcome the debilitating, I don't know how to say the word. Debilitating version of the laugh, where he laughs and he starts coughing. And it's like, I thought he'd get over that, and it'd be a pure laugh at the end, and that never happened.
Yeah, that would have been like pretty epic.
He conquered that part. Like he still laughs, but it's his choice, and you know.
Because I think there was a line in the movie where he's, you know, he kind of said like nothing's wrong with him.
Yep.
Like, you know, this neurological, you know, they played it as a neurological condition that he laughs when he's like, I guess, nervous or tense
in different situations. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Yeah, there's like, and we also talked about like how you can't sympathize, how are you going to make us sympathize with this villain? And if you introduce a hero into this, it's like,
Yeah, it's
what do
like
you
he's
do?
beating up a mentally, like if Batman came
Yeah.
in and beat the hell out of him, it's like, oh, Batman's beating the hell out of a mentally disabled person
Yeah.
for laughing.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't root for Batman. Another gripe I'll vent is Alfred Pennyworth was handled by a frail, malnourished man named Arthur Fleck through a gate.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be where he holds it down. If there's anywhere is held down in Gotham, it's Wayne Manor. And there's one man responsible for that. And his name is not Bruce Wayne. His name is not Thomas Wayne. It is the man, the myth, the legend who has beat up Superman in his day. And that is Alfred Pennyworth. And they disrespected him so much.
they disrespected him so much to the point where you didn't even know it was him after.
I didn't. You had to tell me. And I was like, no.
No.
I was like Usher in Confessions. I'm like, quit playing with me, man.
No.
Put that on everything.
I was like, that has
It's
to be
like,
like
what?
he's speaking. He's the only
Yeah,
British
it
speaking
was.
person
It
here.
was Pennyworth. And that upset me.
Yeah.
And I just don't know what we were supposed to, like, how are we supposed to feel at the end of this film? You're supposed to, from what I understand, they wanted you to not feel bad for him, but they ended on a moment of triumph. And with this giddiness, like,
Yeah.
as he runs through the hallway with blood on his shoes, just like running back and forth like a comedy bit that doesn't work.
There's just nothing like, there's just nothing. I think you said it perfectly in the sense of like, there's a lot of these elements that are nice, score, lighting, production, directing for the most part.
For the most part.
And
Acting.
but then once all put together with the story, it's the story mainly for me that just I can't go with.
It's like if you had the best crab legs you've ever eaten, but also the best funnel cake, and you threw them in one bowl.
Yeah.
I don't think that works.
I think, and the last thing
I don't even like crab.
the last thing I'll mention would be that, the shoehorn of a scene where at the end, in the middle of this riot where it's been
Yeah.
publicly, talked about
All
and
over. Every
over the
news
news,
station
all over Gotham. There's these riots are happening this night at this time.
with these clown people
With these
who
clowns.
hate the Waynes.
Yeah,
Hate Thomas Wayne.
Hate the rich people, especially Thomas Wayne at that moment. And Thomas Wayne happened to take his family to a theater watching, I won't, just watching a movie, and and they decide to leave at the peak time when everyone's like literally in
Everyone's
front,
flooding the street
flipping the cars, flooding the
with
streets,
no security,
no security.
nothing.
Like it doesn't it literally makes it feel more shoehorned. Like that doesn't make sense. Like why? Like
It's like, okay, so everybody here hates us. Let's use the main entrance right out front, walk
go
into
in-
this dark alley. And like in other iterations, it's fine because it's like it was just a random night.
yeah
They leave the theater. It's like very posh.
yeah.
And they walk around, go into their car through the alley. Yes, it's an alley. Maybe that's
And it
stupid.
was just a chance encounter.
Yep. Just wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
This is clearly like, duh,
Yeah, like it's all premeditated.
He's a moron for taking his family there. His family with his wife and his young son, stupid.
Yeah.
He definitely should have had Pennyworth roll up in the front with the car, if anything. But apparently he ain't worth anything either. So, that's my review. Out of 10, I can't give it a positive score. I'll give it a 5 because it does have so many great elements. I can see some nominations coming, but there's a lot of,
Too much
a
controversy.
lot of controversy, mixed opinions. And so I think it'll be harder for it to get any wins.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see about that. What do you give it out of 10?
I give it a 5 as well. I'm split between
5 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you have it, man. I think that you should go see the movie. I don't think it's for everybody, that's for sure. But I do think that it's nice to see just as a conversation piece because it is going to be so talked about.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of the conversation, certainly see it. It's hard because I can't recommend this. Like if you're a diehard Batman fan, you could love it or you could hate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that clear cut.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, it's a pretty divisive movie. Maybe the most of the year so far. The only thing that could be more divisive this year is probably Star Wars, and I hope it's not.
That is true. That's like the next.
Because The Last Jedi is the most divisive movie I've ever seen in my life,
Yeah.
as far as audience goes.
Yeah. So
Hopefully,
I mean,
we'll see. But yeah, that's gonna be the review, man. Thanks for watching. You can find us on Instagram at The Fan Awakens. You can find us on YouTube at The Fan Awakens. You can find me watching The Force Awakens every single day
Literally.
for my entire life. I actually, sorry, before we go, just bought a new version of it.
It's six different covers.
Yeah, I try to get every single version, and I saw this, and it's just, I'll always take an excuse to buy a new copy. So I'm the sucker that they make these new covers for. It's like it's the same exact movie, but a different picture. Like, oh, I gotta buy it.
And let me just say, this man was scared to hold it because he was worried about them sweaty fingers.
Look, man, it's a real concern. But then
We had to exchange. We had to exchange a couple times.
We just hit 10 minutes, so I'm gonna leave it there.
Wow.
If you check out the Joker. I mean, I hope you've seen it at this point because it's spoiler heavy. But let me know what you think. Put in some comments. Go to thefanawakens.com. Let me know in the comments there. And yeah, look forward to reviewing more films, reviewing more whatever, books, TV. I'm going to be reviewing some Star Wars novels soon. And, we'll see you in the future. With that, goodbye.